Hello, everyone. I wanted to indulge myself a little bit. There's so many things that I want to do, but I want to take a moment to do something that I want to do, I've always wanted to do. Clear my throat, first of all. I want to go back to a Ramonuh cawl and listen to one that is one of my favorites. I always enjoy when Lorne is, well, I enjoy all these calls. Some of my favorites, though, are when Lorne is given a dose of reality, when he's told out straight the truth about things, but he refuses to accept it. And I also like this call because it's got Emma and Ramonuh, and the way they work Lorne is fabulous. Before I do, though, I want to clear something up. There seems to be a misunderstanding, and I am not trying to represent myself as someone that I am not. So I just want to make it clear once and for all. I am not Ember Infierno. I am not being emphatic about this because, I find it flattering that there are some people that seem to be, and it's only a handful of people that seem to be convinced that I am. I am not. I would never take credit for all, we're not even talking about months. We're talking about years of work that she has put in to bring us this content. I'm flattered by the comparison. I am not even in that league, though. She's fabulous. I'm fabulous, but I am not Emma. I am not. So, for those of you that have sent me messages along those lines, thank you. I'm very flattered. But I am not Ember Infierno. I am just Kelly, the great Babsby. That's it. I'm not trying to pretend to be anything that I'm not. Unlike Lorne, who in this call, that was a great segue. Wow. Unlike Lorne, who is pretending to be a good guy. He's changed. You may have heard this call 100 million times. I have, and I always go back to it. It's one of my favorites. If you don't want to hear it, go listen to something else. This is something I want to do, though, and I hope you do enjoy it. This call, let me set it up for you. This is the Lorne Stream 820. They're broken up. Lorne first has a conversation. I'm not going to start it with the conversation with Ember, where he's kind of whining about, this is following the therapist saga. They're taking their 3-month break, and Ramonuh has just had her surgery. So you would think Lorne would be concerned about how she's feeling. Is she doing all right? But I don't think that's the main thing on Lorne's mind. I will be interrupting. If you want to hear the call without my interruptions, feel free to look it up for yourself. It's I think it's Lorne Stream 820. They're broken up. Help yourself. Like I said, if you're like, oh Jesus Christ, I don't want to hear this, no problem. Listen to another video. I'm not trying to say that to be like a bitch. I'm just saying this is something that I want to do, and I hope that it brings you joy as well. Let's get started. I have a lot to say about this one. I always do. The beginning of it is Lorne and Ember talking. You can't hear Ember's part of the conversation. So I think we're just going to start it where they're calling Ramonuh. Emma is trying to be Lorne's wingman, I guess. She's trying to convince Ramonuh what a great guy Lorne is. And I love the way they tag team him and just work him together. He doesn't stand a chance. Let's listen. I'm drinking my Dunkin' Donuts coffee too, by the way. It's so good. I had to go into work for a little bit this morning. I can't hear anything. What is going on? Why is it not?
Yes, hello?
There we go.
Oh, okay.
So
How you feeling?
Oh, he asked how she's
I'm
feeling.
drowsy.
He actually asked how she's
Does you
feeling.
sound like you're drowsy? You taking your pills or is you tired from the pain?
So Lorne, I don't think really gives a shit how she's feeling,
Well,
but
I'm going to take my pills after I eat.
even he understands that he can't just jump right into what he wants to know. But he doesn't.
Emma, read your poem to her.
Yeah. Here we go. Read the poem.
Ramona, Lorne's been writing poems.
Lorne thinks.
After he climbed off the riding mower.
Oh yeah, Lorne's wearing a tank top today. So something that I always thought was funny about Lorne was him writing poetry. I used to write poetry when I was in high school. I know adults write poetry or stories to relax. I'm not making fun of him because he writes poetry. Excuse me. I'm making fun of him because he believes that the formula for a successful relationship is, first of all, on the woman's side, absolute obedience and tending to Lorne's every need. And Lorne's responsibility is to write poetry, sing songs, and give the woman the attention that she, quote unquote, deserves, which means 24/7 contact. So to Lorne, the poetry is a tool to pull Ramonuh back in. That's his formula for a successful relationship. Let's hear the poem.
Let me pull it up so I can read it to you. Lorne is so funny. Okay.
Sure is, Emma.
I'm gonna read it like Lorne. Oh no, I have to read it like me. Okay. My nickname is Ember. My birthday's in May. My friend thought it was in September, so he has to write this poem another way. I love Lorne lots and Ramonuh too. What they have is real, so I'm doing all I can do to make them both see, because they're believing in me, like I'm a Cupid or some type of saint, that they belong together after all the stormy weather. They have something that nobody should taint. Said and done, because now I have someone, maybe we can all meet. This space where we can sit on our men's face. Bon appetit. Well, Lorne said they both can eat, but I changed it.
So I almost was going to congratulate Lorne on, it's not the worst. It's not the worst. Certainly not on like a professional level. I couldn't write, I'm not capable of writing heartfelt poetry. But I was like, that's almost kind of sweet. And then, of course, we have to get to the end where he adds something sexual. This stupid laugh.
It'll be hard. Lorne won't be able to see the lawyer eating me up because you're going to be sitting on his face.
I don't mind.
This big stupid face.
Read the other one, Ramona.
I called you my girlfriend's name. Emma. Read the other one. Read my stupid poems for me, Emma. Read my comments.
This one's for Ramona, so I get to read it like Lorne.
One
pill, 2 pills, 3 pills, crap. Thankfully, they're not birth control pills. For 3 more months, I won't need that.
All right, first of all, Lorne, that's not how birth control pills work. You don't take one, when you're going to have sex. You don't I'm going to have sex and let me take this pill. Birth control is something you take on the regular, Lorne. I know that you wouldn't understand that. And also that's his way of saying, Ramonuh won't be having sex. She won't be taking her birth control pill. Stupid moron.
Until that time is near, I will pay attention to Lorne with no fear and watch.
Pay attention. Pay attention. Listen to me. Listen to me. Fucking asshole. Even his poetry, like...
All that he has to show. He says I'll be surprised. If I am, I'll lick his head. Oh, I'll lock his head up with my thighs and watch his manhood grow.
Fucking gross. So fucking gross.
I think of this now because I know that somehow he will not disappoint me again. He has his issues way back.
Yeah, way back.
Let's not think about that. Keep an open mind and give him a fair...
He had his issues way back, but let's not think about that. So if you just don't think about your problems, they don't exist anymore. Lorne was messed up at the time, but let's not... All right, so he tried to fuck a kid. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't do something like that? At least once in their life, am I right?
A chance. Then get him naked. Yank down his pants. Okay, I added the last part.
Yeah, that's why it was better, because you didn't write that last part.
You gotta add something in there, didn't you?
I added the last part about pulling down your pants.
Stupid.
I'm just working on another phone because I didn't want you to think that all I write is dirty stuff.
All I write is dirty stuff. However, all you do write is dirty stuff.
Oh, sweet. It's Lorne's a poet.
Yeah.
That shit's so fun, though. I have fun doing that.
Well, I mean, that's nice. That's kind of stuff is fun. Like,
so I was wondering, with your 3 months, because Lorne did talk a little bit about...
Okay, here we go. We're into the meat of
birth
it.
control pills and everything. So for these 3 or 4 months, while you guys are dating each other, is it okay with you that if Lorne decides to have sex with somebody? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, Lorne.
Lorne
is so sad. Sure. He can fuck. As long as they're not a kid, he can fuck whoever he wants. And if it were me, listen, first of all, I wouldn't be in a relationship where we break up for 3 months. I wouldn't be in a relationship like this to begin with. But I wouldn't. I'm a mature person. I can break up with someone and still remain friends. I have relationships like that in my life right now, but we didn't break up, call it, oh, I need 3 months to get my head straight. And when we broke up, I didn't care who they were with, and they didn't care who I was with. What Lorne is basically asking is that he's giving lip service to this breakup, but she's supposed to still act as if they're together. But I guarantee, if Lorne had an opportunity, he met a woman during this 3-month break. If he met a woman, let's say Michelle Simpson finally, like he finally went and met Michelle Simpson at the Circle K. She's been waiting there forever. If he had an opportunity, he'd have sex with another woman. And then later, when Ramonuh finds out, because she always finds out, he would say, we were on a break. But that wouldn't be okay for her. He's just unfucking believable.
I'm not having sex with anyone.
That's true.
My heart is devoted.
What about just third base?
You have to break that down for him, Emma. He doesn't.
I'm not doing anything with anybody.
Except Roy.
Oh. Hell, he could hit home base with a scat fetish.
Oh, fuck.
Wow, you must be really groggy. That's gross. I am groggy, but he can do what he wants during this break.
I know some people find her annoying, but I love Ramonuh. She really put, the time in.
What about if Ramonuh does? She wants to take a high hard one up in her gut.
And then
Ramonuh can do what she wants too, but
yeah, because she's not married to Lorne.
Would be a bad idea.
Would be a bad idea. Lorne is
Are you okay?
Terrified because he doesn't have that.
Me?
I'm your boyfriend.
Yeah, you sound so.
He has no claim to her.
You sound like you're going kind of slow.
He always has.
Like you're down. Yeah, I'm tired.
Taking her tiny pills.
Aww. Do you want us to let you go?
Well, I'll mute myself and let you guys talk that way in case
Lorne
I doze
is like,
off.
no, he's not having that.
Well, Lorne really wants to talk to you.
We got some shit we got to get straight.
His pants are getting all tight right now, listening to your voice.
My pants aren't getting tight, I'm not wearing anything.
Oh, he's so fucking gross.
I'm home alone. I don't need to wear anything I don't want to wear.
Hey, yo. We like it, Lorne.
This is why I love Ember. And Ramona, but Ember, like, takes it to the next level. The fact that she can say this to him, like, we like naked Lorne, and not fucking either, one, laugh, or two, throw up. I mean, you buy it when she says that. You think, you know, Lorne believes, like, yeah, you know, they want me. And by the way, I had never realized how really bizarre Lorne looks until I'm not proud to admit I watched those videos in the dump. And there's one where Lorne's like, oh, I gotta get undressed so you can, you know. And he looks so fucking weird. I always knew his dick was weird, but it looks like it's been mangled in a weed thresher or something. It's just hanging there, pointing 90-degree angle. Like, it's bizarre. And his legs look, his thighs are, he has like really muscular thighs or something, but his legs look real stumpy. And then you have like this, he's got like a muffin top. Like his belly, he looks like, I can't even describe it. It's like he's a tall dwarf. And that's not even like, God, I'm making myself sick. But he just looks so fucking weird. He has no business showing that thing off to anybody. I cannot understand why he's so fucking proud of it.
Hey. The only ones that can see me are my dogs.
Those poor dogs.
I'm sure they appreciate it.
Emma.
I would hope not. I hope they're not paying much attention to it.
Different. They just think you're trying to feed them a hot dog.
I wish they'd bite it off.
I think I'm wearing a suit.
What?
Did you know the oxycodone pills, if they're decaplets, they have gelatin in them?
Yeah, that's a caplets. They're like these little tablets. I mean, they're really tiny too.
Oh, they gave them tiny because you're so tiny and cute.
I guess if I can make that commitment, I'd want people to know about it too. But
yeah, they're like
never be able to do that. I love animals.
Barely the size of somebody's pimple.
They're delicious. I'm sorry.
Lorne used to have a pimple on his butt. He talks to
Ramona's seen pimples on my butt. They don't get very big.
Wow. Like, that's
that's because you pop them before they get too big.
That's fucking gross.
I wash my ass thoroughly.
Ramona's seen pimples on my butt. Great. I would never, it was, when I was married to my son's father, it was really a long time before I would even like fart in front of him. Like, there's no way I would be like, hey, look at the pimples on my ass. Like, and Lorne considers that closeness. I showed her the pimples on my ass. That's a closeness I've never shared with anyone except Kayla.
Well, I should hope so.
Zip right into Arnold's mouth.
Not hardly.
Well, you're already sitting there on his face. You might as well
Jesus,
put him to work with his teeth.
Why would he even tell them about Arnold?
Not hardly.
If he wants them to make
you like
fun
to
of him.
keep learning about Arnold, don't you? I
That's
bet you.
a closeness I've never shared with anyone but Emma and Ramona.
I think the guy bullshits me right out.
He's attracted to you, Lorne. You can't blame him.
You gross.
Look at how hot you are.
Roy makes fun of him too. He hit on Roy too.
He hit on Roy?
Arnold's fantasy, the Armstrong brothers.
He wants to get you guys together.
An Arnold sandwich.
I don't know, but Roy surprised him, and Roy couldn't bring it on. I guess Roy didn't think that Arnold was serious. And I guess Roy, Arnold really took it by surprise.
Great story, Lorne.
He was serious. Huh? He really said, Arnold, I'm only kidding. Said, I'm not gay.
Lorne is so fucking boring. Can you... These ladies deserve credit just because to get the juicy shit for us. Can you imagine the hours and hours of shit like that they had to sit through? Oh, Arnold, one time he hit on Roy. Like, he's so fucking boring. And then, not to mention the fact that like, Emma had to like wade through that shit to edit the interesting shit for us. Yeah, I'm kissing her ass right now. Fuck y'all if you don't like it. She deserves it.
So I guess I kind of made Arnold depressed.
I love her.
That's hot.
Okay, we can talk about this thing about what we're going to do on the so-called break.
Yeah, this is all he. This is what he really wanted.
It's kind of demeaning to Ramona's idea.
So-called break.
Well, yeah. The idea's got to match before we wind up getting all screwed up.
Lorne's so eloquent. Well, the idea's got to match so we don't get all screwed up. What he means, though, is Ramona's got to conform to my idea of this so-called break, or else she's going to lose me. You're on the fucking verge, Ramona.
Well, you can do what you want. I can do what I want.
And that's what a breakup is, Lorne.
If you have sex with anybody, do anything like that, I will never take you back.
Yeah, right.
No. Let her have sex. That way she can compare.
Right.
She can see what she likes more. It's only fair.
That's not fair. That's not fair to me. She already knows how I think.
She could send video of herself fucking the neighbor and the doctor at the same time to Lorne, and he'd hang on. He'd be fucking pissed, and I'd love to hear that phone call, but he'd hang on. There's nothing that would turn him away. Guarantee. Ugh.
That will not work.
So
after a
well, I mean, I'm not, during this break, I'm not, like, concerned with, like, going out and getting laid as much as I am dating the guys who are here, seeing what.
And I like that. It really shows Lauren's thought process that if she's not dating Lorne, on the phone with him 24/7, she's getting a dick stuffed into her. He cannot understand, and I get where Ramona's coming from. Let's pretend for a second this is real, and out of pity, or maybe she does want to give Lorne a chance. She gives him 3 months to show her how he's changed. But the fact that he can't understand that you can date without having sexual activity, you can. I went through a period after I got divorced where I dated a lot of different guys. I wasn't having sex with any of them. Not that I have to answer for that, or it would be anybody's business if I did. But I just wanted to go out, get to know different people. Like she's saying, see what they had to offer. Lorne doesn't understand that because in his mind, if you're dating, that's as big a commitment as if you were married. Like it's. And his view of women, they just, if they're unattached, they're just constantly getting dicks stuffed into them. Come on, play.
What they're offering and compare it to what Lorne is offering.
Which is nothing. Nothing.
How you can know what I'm offering if you don't spend time with me? That's another part of the issue.
I mean, one is that I do know that, what you're offering, and thing two,
does this thing where he constantly interrupts. And I know of one occasion when it was actually pointed out to him, the reason he does this is because when the other person is talking, he's not listening to what they're saying. He's spending that time formulating his argument or his response. And he's so disrespectful, or he's so impulsive, that he cannot allow the other person, even if you're not really listening, the polite thing to do is to allow the other person to speak, finish their thought, and then you interject your thought. You don't talk over people, and he does this all the fucking time. And I'm going to get to my other point in a second here.
But now I know that
You just know me as a confused person that had all kinds of things going through his head that made him very confused. And just recently I realized,
Yeah, just recently he realized, after 9
one
months
that
of
I should have
talking
been
to her.
confused about. You know everything that has happened.
And that excuses everything.
No,
That just
everything that has
excuses everything,
happened.
right?
I don't know everything that's happened because
So Lorne's excuse is that he has been played with. He's been catfished. He's had women use him. But instead of changing his behavior, he tries to force these women that he's talking to conform to what he wants. It's really bizarre. And I think it's a symptom of his alcoholism, to be honest. He just cannot face reality, and instead of him changing, everything around him is supposed to change to what he wants. And this insistence that the only way she's going to see the person he is if she spends time with him. But what Lorne can't understand is that even right now, even when they're not speaking or when they are speaking, she's seeing the type of person that he is. Lorne thinks you have to have constant contact to know what the other person is about. And one of the problems is, one thing that Lorne could do to show that he's changed is allow her space, allow her time, respect her restrictions, allow her to speak with him when she's ready to speak with him. But all he does is whine about how unfair it is, and she's not giving him, you're not being fair, and you can't see the kind of man I've changed into over the past week. And I've been very confused. It's not an excuse. It's just not, Ramona's just supposed to forget the awful fucking person that you are. That's why I love this call so much. It just is so Lorne. It's just what he's about.
it took my therapist telling me that he chats with you and from your thing. I didn't know that. So that there were phone calls.
I know all about
So
that.
don't get in line and say that.
I'm not lying about anything. I'm not talking about a person from 10 years ago.
None of us are the...
But you're saying that I know everything.
I read all about them phone calls until someone else mentioned them to me.
Well, you might have forgotten about them phone calls, but don't say that I know everything. Find that stuff out. I don't know everything. I didn't know that there were phone calls.
You were supposed to call me after you mentioned that. You were supposed to call me, and I was supposed to let you listen to the phone calls with me on the phone
I was
too,
supposed to
so that we could go through it. You never did.
You were supposed to call me so I could let you listen to them phone calls with me on the phone. And the reason Lorne doesn't want her to listen to them independently, I'm sure you know, he wants to be there to spin what she's listening to. It's ludicrous. The whole thing is just so ridiculous. Jesus Christ, Lorne.
He said that they're online. I can find them online. I don't need to be on the phone with you to listen to the phone calls. And Lorne, again, surgery, the higher priority than listening to you trying to smooth the kid.
Bang, boom, fuck you,
The
Lorne.
problem is that happened 10 years ago. Been trying to get away from that.
I know, but the fact of the matter is,
that happened 10 years ago. I've been trying to get away from that. I kind of get what he's saying. The problem is that Lorne doesn't want to face the issue, deal with the issue. He wants to get away from it. He wants to pretend like it didn't happen. He wants everyone else to pretend like it didn't happen. And he could have very well had his wish if he'd have just stayed fucking quiet. I'm glad he didn't. If he would have never entered the community, made a YouTube channel, answered the phone when the catfish call, none of us, I wouldn't be making videos. I'd have watched it. I'm Lorne. You know, I'd have watched bass shaman videos and laughed about, you know, Lorne Miss Cakes and some funny songs, but that would have been it. Lorne allowed this to happen. He wants all the benefit of his notoriety, but none of the bad shit. He wants us to get away from it. He's not the same person he was 10 years ago. None of us are. The problem is he hasn't dealt with any of his bullshit. So he will always have that seed inside of him.
That was one of the reasons that we didn't talk about it much, because I was trying to get away from it. That's not the person that I am.
That is the
okay,
person
but
that
it's
you
a
are.
big thing.
You did
And
it.
when I find audio of you saying things that probably contradict things that you say to me,
Yeah.
that's a big deal.
It doesn't contradict things that I say to you. That's not the person I am. A person 10
Just
years
saying
ago
it. It's like when I declare bankruptcy. I declare it, so it's a thing. It's like, what the fuck? It doesn't contradict what I've told you because I'm not that person anymore. I don't even know what to say. It's like he's just going to keep repeating the same shit until... No, that was not a fart. That was my elbow on my desk. If you heard that. There, did it again. Anyway, let's continue.
But you told me, well, you can't hide behind this veil of confusion and use that to
I'm
excuse
confused.
all your actions. And you told me that you were...
everything that I've
There
been
he
through.
goes.
You know how confused I was.
I need
I
a
never hid
ding
anything
every
about
time
what
he
had has
interrupts.
happened to me. The only thing that I didn't mention was the phone calls, which I forgot all about. I never concentrated on the phone calls.
Never
I knew everything else
concentrated
that I
on
had done
them.
wrong.
Okay, you knew, but I didn't know. And when you tell me that you bought
Here we go.
condoms, but you weren't going to have sex, but yet there's audio of you saying, I'm going to get condoms so I don't get you pregnant.
Giggly.
You know, I mean,
Giggling.
that kind of completely...
That just shows that he's being smart. I mean, if you're going to have sex with a 13-year-old, you don't want to get her pregnant and ruin her life even more, you
Really?
know?
That's very
He was
caring.
being considerate.
Problem is, I never wanted to go there, and I knew it.
But when you're all giddy talking about getting condoms so that you can have sex,
I didn't want to go there, and I
this idea of you not wanting to go.
I
Come
don't
on.
want to go there. It still baffles me to this day how I actually went.
You got in your car and
Got
you
in your
drove.
car
That's
and
how
you
you went.
drove. Exactly.
It's not what I wanted to do.
It was a white truck.
That's in the beginning.
But no, I mean, you got in.
But it's what I did. It's what I did, so I can't run away from it. But it was 10 years ago,
But you...
and I'm not going to continue to live with it day after day after day.
But here's,
It's,
If we wanted to talk about it, we can talk about it.
and I
but
can't run away from
don't
it.
base that
But I don't
person
want to brought up
around
all
who I
the
am
time.
today.
But the problem is,
they got that is screwed by his family there because I don't let that happen.
Don't forget, the problem with Lorne is not that he tried to fuck a kid or he screwed Betty out of $30,000. The problem is he couldn't say no. Interesting.
is that you weren't honest about everything. When you're telling me that you didn't want to go and that they quote, made you bring condoms, end quote, but yet you're
giving condoms. It wasn't me that mentioned condoms.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't, Lorne. They were not the ones that mentioned condoms. I just read the chat log. Trust me on this. This is an interesting position for Lorne if he was ever going to be honest with someone. Because Ramona's caught him out in lie after lie after lie after lie, and it seems apparent to me that's all she's asking for from him is what he seems to put such a premium on, which is honesty. I know he doesn't tell her the truth about things because he doesn't want to turn her off or lose her. But it seems pretty clear that Ramona's only asking for him to be honest about things. These other things have not pushed her away. Well, until now, when she's just had enough of the lies and the behaviors. I'm talking about this like this is a real relationship because this to Lorne it is. And he could have very well just been honest with her about these things instead of trying to pretend to be something he's not. But it's almost like lying is second nature to him now. He can't do anything differently.
Condoms to begin with.
okay, but it wasn't them who bought the condoms. That's the thing.
I know. It was my fault. I always had condoms in my truck. But it was my fault.
And when you try and pass off this idea that, oh, I didn't want to go, but then, I didn't want to go, I was not going to have sex, but then there's footage of you saying that you're going to get condoms because you don't want to get somebody pregnant.
Yep.
You did want to go. It shows that you were going to have sex.
Yep.
I didn't plan to go right up to that day. I was supposed to go out to the bar. It was my birthday. I was supposed to go to the bar with a friend of mine.
He didn't plan on going. Remember that, folks.
That's where
that doesn't work either.
I planned on going. Whether it works or not, that's what was said.
It's not like you did a countdown every day of how many days until he was going to stick Mr. Penis in his vagina.
But my thing is, own it.
I love this.
Owning it. I did wrong, and I know I did wrong. How many times do I have to say I didn't, that I know I did wrong?
And that should be the end of it.
Lorne knows he did wrong.
I did wrong. Doesn't mean I really wanted to do it.
He's admitting that he did wrong. He knows he...
I don't fucking understand that. It's so frustrating. I did wrong. I know I did wrong. It doesn't mean I wanted to do it. Well, Lorne, yeah, that's what it means. I think in his own mush-headed way, he's trying to say, I did a really fucked up thing. I wish I had not done that fucked up thing because he got caught. But I think deep inside, Lorne knows what he is. And he wishes that he was not that kind of person. He cares very much what other people think. He knows what he's capable of and what he really is inside. And he wishes that he was not that kind of person. But he's not willing to do the things that are necessary to change. I think that's what he means when he says, I didn't want to go there. But you went. It doesn't matter what your intention was. It doesn't matter how many times you helped Bert with his fucking hay or how much mac and cheese you weren't given. None of that matters. Fuck.
He went over there for what he went over there for, and it didn't happen, thank God.
Thank God.
And now he's taken the punishment for it already, and
he has.
He's not the same man that tried Look, when Lorne was jacking off into that camera, he wasn't jacking off to a little 13-year-old girl in his head. He was jacking off for a person who loved him. And who was...
I didn't even jack off in the camera.
I didn't even jack off in the camera.
Oh, yeah, you said it wouldn't take much for the white stuff to come out right now, and you asked her if she wanted to see it. So...
Yeah, I remember saying that, but
yeah, we know you said it.
Never did do it.
Oh,
never
okay.
did
Well,
do it.
whatever. I mean,
it
wasn't. Lorne wasn't showing his big, thick heart on to a little girl. He was showing it to somebody he thought he cared or cared about him.
He was showing it to a little
Fooled
girl,
into going because he thought someone loved him, and they were just playing a big trick.
At the time, I didn't feel like anybody loved me.
Oh, wah!
I didn't feel like anybody gave a shit about me.
Oh.
But my thing is that
Okay.
if he wanted a young 13-year-old girlfriend, why not find one in real life instead of over the internet?
Ramona,
because I did not want one. I was in an adult chat room. I was not in no teeny bopper chat room.
Fuck you, Lorne.
That's what people seem to...
I was in an adult chat room. It doesn't matter because it's been brought up by many, many, many people. You're not exactly undercover if you go into what would have been Backstreet Boys chat room, that would have been pretty fucking obvious. Like, hey, girls, 36 male Tennessee here. You wouldn't go into a teeny bopper chat room. You would do what Lorne did, which was send a message to everything in that chat room that had a vagina. And he took all comers, guaranteed. If there had been I am not even joking about this. If there had been a 9-year-old in that chat room that responded, he'd have been down for it. I'm not saying that to be controversial. And if you disagree, you disagree. It doesn't matter in the end, whether, if I think it or you, that doesn't matter, but that's my opinion. I think Lorne was an opportunist and he would have taken advantage of any opportunity, and he did.
There was confusion in the whole thing. I didn't go looking for a teeny bopper.
Teeny bopper.
What's a teeny bopper? Is that does that mean sex with a kid? Like you bop them?
No.
You bop them.
Underage kid.
And when I said to my therapist
kids are underage, stupid.
And Lorne, I did defend you to my therapist.
Yeah.
You have to admit that. What?
For a while you did.
For a while you did.
You started joining in and making fun of me.
Well, it's so easy.
No.
You can't really blame her.
No. I took maybe 2 jabs, but I defended you to my therapist. And the next time we talk, and he's on, I will defend you to my therapist. I will always defend you to my therapist.
Because that's the only way to keep you on the
phone.
And
I said that to my therapist, I said that he was in an adult chat room. And I said to my therapist, I said, Lorne was not going out looking for sex from a child.
Good, because I weren't. I had
weren't.
known all the intention that I...
Maybe he wasn't,
that I had was just to be nice to talk to the girl because nobody else would talk to her.
And that's bullshit right there.
I screwed up and I never should have even talked to her.
Bullshit right there, and I proved it when I read the chat.
At the time.
I just felt sorry for her because no one else would talk to her. He asked Kayla at one point, did anyone else send you messages? And she says, yes, but I closed them. And he says something like, too busy concentrating on me, huh? Fuck you, Lorne, pretending to be a good guy. I just wanted to be nice to her because nobody else would talk to her, and I thought maybe she'd want to learn about Mr. Penis. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
That's what I told my therapist.
Pig.
That's how I wound up losing so much.
So much.
I just got tired of losing so much and people using me so much that I sold my house. I had over $60,000 into it. I sold for $8,000 to the people that I was buying it from. Just so that I could leave Maine. I gave away 3 truckloads of tools.
Make sense.
Just so I could leave Maine and get away from everyone.
He gave away a truckload of tools. The way I heard it was he sold a truckload of tools for $500, and when the guy went to get a truck to transport them in, Lorne and the tools were gone. Just saying.
And be alone and be able to focus on on me and not people using it.
He's so
Well,
disgusting.
I never ever intended on doing that, going to that thing house. But I got caught up in somebody
It
actually
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you intended
making
to
me feel
do.
like they cared.
Even if I believed
But I
that, it
lost
doesn't
sight of
matter.
all of what her age was. And
That's bullshit too. You
even though
loved the fact that she was a 13-year-old virgin, and you never lost sight of it. Every day you asked how school was, and she talked about her parents, and you even lamented with her about how she couldn't talk about you to her friends. You're a fucking pig.
you know what, I still lost sight of it, and I was fucked right up.
Well, Lorne likes
that's true. You
babysitting.
were fucked right up.
But Lorne, I mean,
You still are.
Lorne loves kids.
Lorne
And
loves
Kayla
kids
acted
already.
and sounded like she was more like 8 years old.
Oh, fuck.
So Lorne was really just trying to protect her because
Protect
she
her.
seems kind of mentally delayed. And,
Oh.
you know, Lorne thought she cared about him, and he was drunk all the time and sleeping on the floor. And now he's different.
Fuck.
He has a bed and he's not drinking. And
come on.
He has somebody
Lorne was
really
sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, he didn't have a bed.
I love this so much.
And Lorne, that's a big
That's a
accomplishment.
big accomplishment.
Because you went from, look, if you think about this though.
How does she do this
At
with a straight
37 years old, you were
face?
sleeping on the floor. Now at 46,
In only
47
10
years
years.
old, in only 10 years, you're no longer sleeping on the floor.
Wow. Good job.
That's a
Lorne.
big accomplishment.
That's a big accomplishment. You're no
Yeah, and
longer
I'm no longer
sleeping on the
confused about shit.
floor. I'm no longer confused.
You probably have bed bugs, but I mean, that's a big accomplishment. That you
I don't like bed bugs.
Yeah, right.
I don't like bugs at all.
Lorne doesn't have any parasites. Lorne has enough hair. He only has enough hair on his penis and chest to get lice. All the other cute, fine little hairs on the top of his head, those little fuzzies. No lice want to live in there. They'd rather live in Lorne's chest.
There's only one type of bug I like, and it's not a bed bug or a bug that falls around like that.
What is it, your Ramonuh cuddle bug?
Yep.
Oh, you're his little ladybug, Ramonuh. How cute.
Oh, boy, thanks.
There's so much more to what people see about that whole story. And
like what?
That's what bothers me.
Like what?
But it's hard for me to talk about it all because I go back in my mind to there.
Here we go.
Are you crying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you crying? Amber, hush. Lorne, why are you crying?
Because it affects me. It bothers me. It bothers me that I get that bad.
In what way? What are your thoughts?
It bothers me that my family used me like they did, and I idolized them.
Oh, I idolized
them.
them.
But they do that.
Doesn't bother him.
It hurt me a lot.
It doesn't bother him that he could have harmed a kid. It bothers him that he was hurt by his family. Fuck you, Lorne. Just fuck you.
You know, I think that water went down the wrong pipe. I think that your siblings not making and I mean I'm vegan, so don't get me wrong. I don't agree with eating
that's
these
the only thing
things
annoys me about Ramonuh with her
I think the fact that you didn't get the mac and cheese, you didn't get the meatballs, and you didn't get
Ramona's
the
gonna
deviled
tell
eggs.
some nonsense
I think that really affected you.
About buying into the mac and cheese shit.
Well, it's not about being hungry, but
Lorne was hungry.
Lorne, did that really affect you? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. It affected me a lot. And that wasn't the only time, either. It was 3 years worth of that.
I get somewhat annoyed. I understand it. But I get somewhat annoyed when they massage him a little bit with this shit. Like when when they give it some sort of validity. did that really affect you a lot? I understand why they did it, but it gives him like more, it reinforces his whole fucking mac and cheese bullshit. Like, I wish he could stand outside of himself just for a moment and have to watch that video he made about, why he tried to fuck Kayla. And it's all because I did $700 worth of work and I didn't get my deviled eggs and I didn't get my meatballs. And just see how ridiculous that is.
3 times by people you love and think love you back. You lose so much money and
It wasn't even your money, Lorne.
so much respect for yourself. You can't even say no to people when they come over and ask for shit. Even
That's your fault, then.
At the end of the shit, you still give them the last of what you had.
That's still your fault. Everything you've done is still your fault. Your brothers and sister didn't go over
I think that
try to fuck
I think that really did affect you.
Yeah, it really affected
And
blah blah blah.
Tell me, am I right in saying this, Lorne? That it's a plate of mac and cheese. If your sister showed up at your door with a plate of mac and cheese, if your brother showed up with the meatballs, and if your other brother showed up with the deviled eggs,
like, yeah, she's getting it now. Now she's understanding what the problem is.
If they had done it before the sting operation. Am I correct?
You're very correct.
You're very correct.
You're extremely correct.
You're extremely correct, Ramonuh. You finally get it.
I tell them that
that's why
something you should have done 11 years ago.
I mean,
I'm sure that hurts your siblings a lot too, Lorne.
And I mean,
to have you ignore
them.
I'm
going to borrow a card, put it in his name so he could have his insurance instead of mine. And I had to have Mom get it back for me.
Mommy, will you get my car back for me?
I think
I'd love to hear more about that story.
I think that in life,
in other words, people only use you. I wish I could fast forward this part, but I can't. I'll go to the end, and there's some parts I want to get to before I stop. But what it comes down to is people treat you the way you allow yourself to be treated. If people take advantage of you, it's because you've allowed yourself to be taken advantage of. And I don't mean like if you have violence done to you that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Lorne and his fucking mac and cheese and his bullshit. If he was taken advantage of by his family, it's because he allowed that to happen. Blech.
I'm trying to think of how to word this. I think in life
the words you're thinking
there's always
it's bullshit. Bullshit. And here Ramona's going to make correlations with the mac and cheese is like your self-esteem and the meatballs are like your testicles.
The deviled egg.
Yeah. I get
that could have been a symbol of
she's probably like, she's obviously spouting out some gibberish.
That could have been a symbol of appreciation.
Oh, yeah, you get it.
You have the mac and cheese. That could have been a symbol of gratitude.
You know what the disgusting thing is?
Yeah.
And plus,
what's the disgusting thing?
My sister told my mother that I was trying to buy their love.
You were.
That's what
it sounds like. I mean, just being honest.
That's the messed up comment that she made.
Not really.
Yep.
Yep. All right, let's get back to the funny shit. This is... I'm not criticizing. You ain't shitting.
I don't talk to my sister today.
I'm sure that breaks her heart.
My brother, I try not to talk to one of those brothers. I try to stay away from them.
They're probably very upset. It's probably the other way around. They're avoiding you at all costs. I would guarantee it.
You know, and I mean, it's sad because I wonder how many
I love this call, but this part
relationships out there,
because Lorne's getting
certainly a
all
lot,
his bullshit reinforced.
have been
I
destroyed
just don't like that.
from
I want to get back to Lorne
people
getting told
not keeping their end of a bargain
honest
and
thoughts
not
that
doing
Ramona is
something
having.
as simple as plating up some mac and cheese that they had already made. And that's what's so wrong
The
about it.
disgusting thing was.
You know, the sad thing is Tony is the only one that apologized to me.
Oh, that's really sad.
Did he make you any mac and cheese?
No, but he's been there.
Did he bring you mac and cheese? Is that what
Tough times before you get there.
I never got that part before.
And then you straightened me out on some shit for Tony.
Yeah. She straightened you out so much that you continued to do it after Ramona.
And
that's how straightened out you were. That's what a good guy you are now.
Beer.
Oh.
Tony's using it for beer money?
He wasn't using me really, but that's the only place that I would go to drink because I didn't want to go to any bars. I didn't care to drink with anybody else.
Lorne's not allowed to go to bars.
Fun with Tony.
And Lorne has no other friends.
And drink.
And the only reason Tony and Wendy
put
up with him is because he brings them beer and whoopie pies, whatever the fuck those are.
We'd always have fun. And then I just go home.
I just drive home drunk.
Well, I gotta hand it to you, Lorne. At least you didn't offer to get Kayla drunk. I mean, you offered her your coffee and eat her out and everything.
He couldn't afford
to
get her drunk.
A lot of the people in the chat wanted to get their...
He couldn't even afford gas to go there and back and there and back again. He couldn't afford booze. You kidding?
You know, at least you never did anything like that.
Yeah, what a good guy you are.
That's good.
That's good. Congrats.
And I don't think he would, you know, and I mean, that is good. And I think Lorne, I think that shows some decency on Lorne's part because
not really.
Lorne knows that little girl would have been easier to take to bed had she been drunk.
Lorne
and she didn't even
a drunk little girl.
Entertain the idea of getting her drunk from what you told me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and she was all excited about sex and everything anyway. Lorne wouldn't have had to get her drunk.
Some of the pedos were looking for, you know, preteens that had experience or had maybe been, you know, molested or abused, maybe by family members. Lorne didn't want any of that. He wanted a good girl. He wanted a Olivia Newton-John. He wanted a good girl that he could corrupt. He couldn't afford to get her drunk. Let's just face it.
All Lorne kept saying was Kay. She was saying all this sexual shit.
I know, fucking Kayla.
Yeah, I said quite a bit of sexual shit myself.
You did?
I'm grossed out by it.
You should be.
I'm grossed out by the way I talk.
You should be.
Well, I mean, don't be grossed out, Lorne. I mean, are you crying, Lorne?
Yes.
What's going on?
I talk like that to somebody that's underage. It really bothers me.
Yeah. It really bothers me. Lorne, are you crying? Yeah.
But that's why I said that maybe you should come to a point where you can kind of be,
Ramona, this is terrible.
You know,
advice.
an asshole about your charge and say, you know, and tell people, you know, yeah, you talked to an underage child. Yeah, you were going to fuck a kid. So what? Fuck them if they don't.
You don't like that
I
tried to
they don't want anything to do with you because of it. Screw them and come off, you know, like this big old douchebag about it.
That's terrible advice.
Don't sit there and say, well, I wasn't going to do anything. Well, I didn't want to go. No, screw that. You were going to fuck a child. You went there and you were going to stick your boner inside of a 13-year-old and fuck them if they don't appreciate it.
Fuck them if they don't appreciate
it. Because I really do care about what people think of me.
So what if Lorne said, Ramona, what if Lorne told you, Ramona, yeah, I got excited by the fact that she had a 13-year-old body. There's something about a teenage body.
About a teenage body.
I was excited about the fact controlling a little girl. I was going to go fuck her. I went to do it. I'm glad I didn't get the chance.
Doubt that.
I got punished for it. I know it's wrong. I would never do it again. Would you respect him more?
Yeah, you took the words straight out of my mouth. I would respect him more because what I don't want to hear from Lorne is I don't want him to minimize this. I want him to say, yeah, I did it. And fuck anyone who doesn't agree.
And when he does,
I don't minimize it at all because I know what I do is wrong. It's just hard for me to have in somebody's head that I'm a bad person.
You are a bad person.
I care about what people think of me. That's what bothers me.
But there's so many people that think that you're a bad person.
Lorne doesn't care about being a good person. Lorne cares what people think about him. He doesn't care about the right or the wrong. He cares that people think he wants people to think he's a good person. Just a little, I found that a little interesting.
Person, Lorne. There's so many people that seem to think that.
Yeah, but I'm not. But what I did was bad.
True.
But I was thinking about something because, and I didn't know how to bring it up to you because I didn't want you to immediately shoot down my idea.
Okay.
Oh, wait, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I was thinking if you were to, you wouldn't have to get online, but if you sent me videos, you could revive your channel. Like I could get them online for you.
Wouldn't that be fabulous?
You could revive your channel without like, you know, I mean, I'm not going to be your internet whore. I'm not going to be like doing all your dirty work.
Read my comments for me in
but
my comment
you could at least
how many thumbs ups and thumbs downs?
There.
I know that's you with all the thumbs downs, Nathaniel.
That was about you that, you know, that people were being negative about you. Like, I could tell you, and you could make a video, send it to me, and I could put it online for you.
Don't take this the wrong
way. People
do
want more Lorne videos. They want
So do I.
The follow-up video to the shake weight video. They want to see the lower body workout that Lorne promised to show.
Yeah, we do.
They are talking about a different fruit juice shake because Lorne said he was going to show a different kind of fruit juice that he makes.
We all need diarrhea.
They all miss Lorne's videos. They loved them.
The problem is I can't have anything new go on there because then my probation officer will be all over my ass.
We'll just say that it's old. We'll just say, hey, look what we found.
Lorne is very concerned about not violating
videos.
his probation.
Well, no, if she knows that, like, if I say, like, I could make a video saying, you know, intro to Lorne's new channel, and I could say, hi, you know, this is Ramonuh, and Lorne's going to be doing videos. He's going to send them to me, and I'm going to put them online. If you do it like that, then... You know, then, I mean, she can't get angry.
Oh, Sam, that stinks, buddy.
She can because I'm not supposed to have anybody doing anything for me online except
you decided to come out here and share it with me.
Apply for jobs.
Be truthful. Well, be truthful with me for a moment. Are you banned for the internet?
No, I'm not banned from the internet.
No, I'm not banned from the internet.
Temporarily can't do anything on it.
I temporarily can't do anything on it, but I'm not banned.
Because they have my computer. Until they tell me that I can, until they tell me.
I'm not banned. I temporarily can't do anything on it. Why? Because they have my computer. Why do they have your computer, Lorne? Fucking stupid.
That I can have my computer back and I can do stuff on it. Then I can do stuff on it.
Why is she keeping your computer?
Good question.
Because of it. Remember when I lost my job? I all that time? All that time, that week, right after I lost my job?
What about it? Like when your probation officer took your computer, what about it?
I was trying to make money from doing surveys and stuff like that. So I'd always have my YouTube channel on so I could And I'd have to minimize, but I would lift it out so I could see what was going on in it. And
just constantly.
that's the reason. I thought I was on there.
Constantly. I can imagine, Lorne. And listen, I enjoy reading the comments. I go on a couple times a day and look so that I can respond if people take a moment to comment. I like to take a moment to respond. I can just imagine Lorne all fucking day, though, monitoring those comments in his comment room, looking at those thumbs ups and thumbs downs, like, and not even to mention the whole online survey thing. That's how he was going to make a living. Jesus Christ, he's so stupid.
Much.
I was on it too much.
So after that week, they took it off.
They thought you were on there too much.
They thought I was on there too much.
He was probably on
Did they
it
catch you
all
looking at
fucking
porn
day.
or something?
No, they didn't catch me looking at porn. I'd definitely be incarcerated again if I was looking at porn and shit. I had no interest in porn anyway.
What about the titty pic?
What does he need porn for anyway? Lorne seems more interested in his own body. Just think about it. Just think about it. Anyway, I have to use the bathroom right now. I can't put this off any longer. So we're going to end right there. I am going to make a second part of this just because this is the call I wanted to do. Maybe it's not everybody's favorite, but it's in my top 5. I just really enjoy. It's got pretty much everything except Lorne screaming. It's got his insecurity, his crying, Ramonuh and Emma together fucking with him, and Lorne getting a little bit of truth and not getting his way. So I'm going to stop it there. I'm going to try to come back in a little bit and make part 2, but I have some things I have to do today. So I hope everybody's having a great day, and I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye, sweethearts.